So a customer brought this in. It's just a little shelf. It has a factory polished edge. I'll get Dylan here to make some B-roll of that to show you the edging after we talk about what we're about to do. I told him we didn't have a factory polisher. I wish we did. When our facilities get bigger, we'll definitely get something like that. But right now, we polish everything by hand. Not literally with our hands, but with a tool in our hands. This is just a disc grinder. It's got a foam pad made for glass. So I cut another piece out of stock plate to be the same size as this piece, and now we're going to polish it with our hands, and I'll show you the difference between a factory polished edge, a shop polish, what we call it, hand polish, and a seamed edge. Cool? Alright, so a simple concept about polishing a mirror with a hand sander is on the top part of it right here, it has a little arrow pointing this way, and that shows that the wheel spins that way. Not so much on plate glass, but on a mirror that has a silver backing. You want to make sure that when you're holding it down on there, you have a slight tilt to that right side with the direction of the wheels going. If you try to go against the grain and go opposite of the way the wheel turns, it'll chip all the silver on the back side of the mirror, or even on a piece of plate. It'll make it really hard to get a seamless polished edge. So I started the polish on this side. That's still a raw edge right there. And then I'm just going to seam the ends to match the piece that the customer brought in. So then we'll get some B-roll on the seamed ends, and he can get some roll right now of me just polishing this little piece up real quick.
Yeah.
Alright, so you have different grits, just like with anything. If you're sanding wood, you're sanding glass, anything like that, you have different grits. The most common ones that we keep here in our shop are an 80 grit, a 120, a 220, and a 400. The higher the number gets, the finer the grit. So you're gonna burn through it a lot faster, but it's gonna be that silkier, smoother polish to mimic a factory edge. 120s are my favorite. I use the shit out of 120s. 80s, 60s, things like that, that'll eat some stuff away. If you break and chip a bunch of glass, you can knock them chips away. So I'm gonna take my 120 off, because I got a nice little base polish going on. I'm gonna put on a 400. The 400 is gonna make that thing look just like it ran through a machine, just about a factory edge. I got some of my guys that are they're badass when it comes to polishing and fabricating mirrors and custom glassware. So I got a 400, it's real soft and smooth, and maybe we could get some grits. I don't know if the camera work will show all that, but then I just put a little bit of polishing oil on it, and that's what's gonna give it that nice little factory shine. And we're gonna run it just the same way we did with the 120. So here we have the original piece, a nice little factory polish, you can see. Now this is what we call a shop polish. Did that by hand, nice and green, not quite as bright as that other polish, but real nice and smooth, rounded edges. See, I can rub my finger on there without any cuts. And then at the end, we just took off those sharp edges. What we call that is a seamed edge. So still got the shiny stock end right there, but we just took the grinder down at 1-2 times and knocked that thing so nobody can cut themselves, you know, and we call that a seamed edge. So factory polish, shop polish, seamed edge. Same with mirrors, same with plate glass. These are the 3 different types of polish that we can do. They have different polished edges when you put them in a machine, like a pencil polish, a flat polish, beveled polish, all kinds of stuff like that. But for the most part, these are the 3 that we offer.